Welcome to the Business Show, the place where business minds share their biggest highs, toughest lows, and everything in between. Join us as we dive into the journey of entrepreneurs, uncovering the stories, secrets, and strategies.
The show where we spotlight exciting student ventures and explore how bright ideas become successful businesses. I'm Ahmed.
And I'm Tavisha. Today we're joined by Josh, the founder of the Smoothie Lab, an energizing smoothie business. We're going to be asking him about his journey, challenges, and secrets behind his success. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So to start off, could you start by introducing yourself and tell us what the Smoothie Lab is all about?
Well, my name is Josh. I'm in year 13. The Smoothie Lab business is an innovation that the school presented to me, which I took opportunity and grasped to make smoothies for the Mustangs and sports athletic people in the school. It's focused on energizing these students for these athletic activities they do in school.
Mm-hmm.
So what inspired you to take up this opportunity? Was it your love for healthy eating or your entrepreneurship skills?
I'd say a bit of both. I really like, I do a bit of gym, so I know a bit of protein here and there, and I'd love entrepreneurship. Right now I'm focusing to do finance, so I said, why not? Let me focus on doing something that includes a bit of business and a bit of protein, gym here and there.
Sounds amazing. For someone who hasn't tried the Smoothie Lab drink yet, how would you describe the taste and the experience of getting a smoothie as well?
Because we're like a new business right now, we only are limited to 3 flavors. We have vanilla, chocolate, and mixed berries. I'm pretty sure a lot of people would like the basic 3, the vanilla, chocolate, and mixed. I feel everyone should probably know what those flavors taste like, but they taste good.
Okay, that sounds great.
So what was your first smoothie experiment, the tasting or planning phase of
The first
flavors?
experiment was at my house where I had to call my team over, and we brought all the ingredients, the supplies to make the smoothies. It took us a bunch of tries. We failed a lot of times. It was either watery or too much banana in some of the smoothies, until we found the right spot, and we've made that the main recipe for our smoothies.
Yeah, I'm sure. Even with banana, like even if you add a little bit, it like throws off the whole flavor. So with your launch, what do you think the best flavors and best sellers were, and which ones do you think didn't work as well as the best sellers?
So for our launch, we just used vanilla and chocolate as the first starters. Both did really well.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a favorite for either vanilla or chocolate. I can't say, because it was a very equal amount of people buying both.
Yeah.
So what's the most challenging part of making smoothies in bulk compared to just us making them at our house, one smoothie?
With bulk is trying to get that recipe right, because when you make a single smoothie, you know how much you need to put. When you make a bulk of 4 smoothies at a time, you need to make sure you add the right recipe, because like I said, if you add too much banana, the whole drinks taste like banana, not vanilla. And if you add too much milk or too much ice, it becomes too watery.
Yeah. And how did you decide on your pricing and where to sell? Was that trial and error, or was it carefully planned before your launch?
It was a bit of trial and error, and then we did a bit of math. We tried to calculate, because this is a new business, we want to try growing. So we set the price at 15 dirhams, which makes up for the cost of the smoothies that we need to make, and enough money to help grow the business so we can expand to new flavors for the students.
Yeah, that sounds great.
So roughly how does it cost to make the one smoothie?
It costs around 4 dirhams to make a smoothie.
Yeah. Okay, so what challenges have you faced with actually receiving the ingredients you need to make the smoothies? Because like you said, you're producing in bulk, so obviously you're going to need to buy like big batches of ingredients, and you want to minimize your costs. So how have you gone about trying to reduce your costs and trying to buy in bulk?
So one of the challenges that we face is expiry, because it's like smoothies, they have a lot of fresh ingredients like bananas, fruits, and other things that need to be fresh and used instantly before they run out. I'd say that's the biggest challenge. Other things like the cups and the straws, they can last for a while. It's just the main ingredients like fresh vegetables, that's the challenge.
Yeah, so with the fresh ingredients, do you still buy them like fresh as is, or do you buy them frozen?
We buy them fresh. So the things that we keep that we can keep for a long time, for example, protein powder can be kept for a few months. Obviously, like I said, the straw and the cups, anything else that needs to be used for like the smoothies, ice can last. You can just use a fridge. The fruits we buy fresh. Once they expire, we buy new fruits the next time. Fruits can last for like less than a week, but that's enough for us to do our smoothie business operation.
So do you manage all the operations yourself, or do you have a team working behind the scenes?
No, I have a
or-
team behind the scenes. That's too much for me to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you delegate the work within your team? How does it necessarily run?
So I delegated the work from experience. People that have better experience in that field, I gave it to them. For example, we have someone using Excel to track all the financial records of the business, the cash flow, the expenses, and then we have other people that have done food tech. So they have experience of making foods, and they have experience having the regulations and rules that need to follow. And then there's me, which I have leadership abilities, so I help manage the team, make sure there's no problems here and there, and manage the operation of the business.
So let's talk a bit about your first launch. How did you get your very first customers? How did you market to them? And
So we marketed on the Instagram page for Metropole. We put posters out, flyers around the school, and mostly word of mouth that the smoothie business was going to start. But the first business that popped up was the Hydro Pop. So that probably started the trend that Smoothie Labs was going to open.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, even with Hydropop, it kind of created that trend that students should go and support these student-led businesses. But moving on, what strategies do you have planned to retain your customers and make sure they come again for when you have future operations?
So we have a stamp card that some businesses do in the world, where if you come to the business 5 times, we stamp your cards 5 times, we give you a free drink or a discount on the next purchase. And we'll try to do events here and there where we can do sports day, where we host the smoothie operations to give people drinks, teacher appreciation day, where we do stalls up as well to give teachers free drinks as well, and increasing the amount of drinks and flavors we have in our operations to retain our customers.
Yeah, that sounds great.
so how did you use social media to grow your business? Did you just use the Instagram posters? Or?
I'd just say we use the Instagram posters, not that much everywhere else, because we wanted to. Our customer base right now is Mustangs, not the entirety of the school, because we're just a new business now.
Okay, so now moving on to something hypothetical. If you had 500 dirhams given to you right now, how would you invest that back into the business? Where would you go about spending it, and how would you manage it so that it doesn't go to waste?
So with the 500 dirhams, I'd probably separate each into different areas. For example, I'd probably take 200 for R&D to research and develop new flavors and experiment new things. I'd put probably another 150 or 200 in marketing, so people are attracted to the drinks, and the other 100 can be used to help purchase the resources needed to make the drinks.
Yeah, that sounds very carefully planned out.
Yeah.
So what feedback have you received from customers so far after the first
Fe-
launch?
Some customers really enjoyed the drinks. Some complained that there was a bit too much water, maybe because we used a bigger chunk of ice, but that's what we learned from our mistakes, and we improve the next time we do our operations.
That sounds great. Do you see the Smoothie Lab more as a quick refreshment, or do you see it as a routine students have into their healthy lifestyle?
I hope it becomes a routine for students' life, because our objective is to suffice the Mustangs, which have training every early morning or lunch or after school. So we're trying to make a routine that when they finish their training, we're always there waiting for them with their drinks to re-energize them with their protein and supplements.
Yeah.
So can I just ask, what goes into one smoothie? Like you said, fruits and powder, I think. So what?
Powder is the protein powder. We
Yeah.
use milk. We have different types of milk if you're allergic. So we have almond milk or coconut milk, depending on your allergies. Also, we have vanilla extract, the protein powder anyways is vanilla, so for the vanilla drink we'd use that. For chocolate, we have cocoa powder to make it the chocolate taste. And mixed berries, there's a bunch of fruits you can possibly think of.
So you do custom orders sort of with the different types of milk. So do people ask for tweaks and stuff like that for their
That type of
orders?
tweaks, yeah, we can do like
Okay.
allergy
Yeah,
type based.
Okay, so I know you mentioned that you want to be involved in all these different events throughout the year, Teacher Appreciation Day, Sports Day. But if you had to pick one day in the entire school year where you can be involved in and sell your smoothies, what day would that be, and how would you go about planning that day so you maximize your opportunity there?
It's a very good question. I think sports day, because sports day is where everyone's doing their things and activities. It's a sporty day. Everyone's going to be tired at the end. So I feel it's a very good opportunity for me to have the drinks installed up for sports day, including teachers as well, because they are helping in the activities. How would I plan that? I'd have a big stall, probably, have my team with me, make sure we got enough supplies for that day, but we'd probably do a lot of research knowing how many students, how many teachers there are, the type of allergies they probably have, so we can account for the different types of milk we use. So yeah, it'd be hectic. I probably need to do a lot of research.
Yeah, I'm sure. And also, especially with students not having access to a canteen on sports day, I'm sure like more students would be inclined to buy a smoothie on that day.
Yeah.
So that sounds like a very good plan.
Yeah, that would definitely maximize your opportunity. There's a
Yeah.
lot of students. So Josh, thank you so much for
No worries.
sharing your journey.
Thank you
The
guys.
Smoothie Lab sounds like a great initiative and business, which everyone should try out. We can't wait to see what you do next.
Thank you.
And that's it for today's episode of the Business and Enterprise Pod. Don't forget to subscribe and share this video with anyone who's thinking about starting their own business. Join us next time as we meet another inspiring founder. Until then, stay creative, stay ambitious, and keep building.
Thanks for tuning in to The Business Show. Remember, every great business started with a single step and maybe a little inspiration along the way. Catch us next time where another entrepreneur reveals the highs and lows of their business journey.